Welcome to the show, guys. We got an exciting one here for you. Fantasy football mock draft. We are talking Superflex. And Jim, I cannot tell you enough how many people message me saying, do a Superflex, give me a Superflex mock draft. We're going to give you one right here, right now. We'll also discuss 2 quarterback leagues and my strategy, and Jim's going to explain how he handles the Superflex and 2 quarterback leagues. Welcome to the show, Jim. I'm excited to dive into mock draft Superflex, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, Joe. Actually, I'm in the middle of a Superflex slow draft for best ball. I'm very happy with how the team has kind of laid itself out. But we'll talk about it during the course of the broadcast today. So,
All right. So I'm going to be drafting from the 12th position. Jim is going to be drafting from the 6th position. We're going to show you how this lays out. Now, I'm going to pull up the draft board here. Now, if you're in the car, we're going to walk you through this if you're listening to this on audio. So don't worry. We're going to walk you through it completely in complete detail. So this is a super flex league, meaning if you guys don't know what super flex is, you can literally start 2 quarterbacks in this league, and you can choose not to start 2 quarterbacks in this league. I highly recommend you do start 2 quarterbacks. What I still tend to do, even in super flex leagues and even 2 quarterbacks leagues, is I still wait on quarterback. And I'm going to show you that scenario. And I think Jim is going to go the route of drafting a quarterback in round 1 immediately, just so we can show you that contrast. Now, I'm going to be putting up this full mock draft in the 16-round draft solution. I've never done that before, but I will be putting that in there as well. So if you want the full mock draft, get 16-round draft solution at thefantasyfootballcouncil.com. I've linked it below. Or just Google 16-round draft solution. Use code SMASH to save to see this full mock draft. I will be uploading it into 16 rounds. Okay. And we'll talk full strategy, give you sleepers, breakouts here as well. Jim, I'm ready to dive in, but understand if it's a 2 quarterback league, they may go even heavier on quarterbacks early on. So let's just see how this plays out, Jim. It's you're on the clock here. Pick 6. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen came off, and then Justin Jefferson. So already, guys, very heavy on this consensus super flex mock draft here. Jim, I'll leave the floor to you here with the 6th pick.
yeah, in the Superflex slow draft that I'm in right now, in the first round, 8 quarterbacks came off in the first round. It was insane.
Yeah.
So if you have a chance to get yourself Trevor Lawrence or anyone better than that, as far as the rankings go, and you can get them in the first round, get them. That's a super important thing. Now, I see that Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence are still on the board at this point in the draft. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to lock down my QB1. I love Joe Burrow. It is a contract year for the guy. He is playing for, I don't know what, $60 million a year is what he's going to get if he has a great year this season. So I'm going to ride that 40 touchdown upside. Love it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Burrow with my first pick.
Does the injury concern you, Jim? Because again, there is talk about, this lingering, we don't know when he's going to start at the beginning of the season. That is a big concern to me, knowing that a guy like Justin Herbert was on the board there.
Well, I'm not too concerned because of where we're at. We're still a month out. Yeah. And I don't care if Joe Burrow plays in the preseason. I actually don't want to see him play in the preseason. There's no reason for him to do that. We already know what kind of player he is. His rapport with his receivers. I think he's totally fine. This is 2 or 3 weeks right now. It doesn't matter. I need him ready for the first, what is it, September 9th, first game. We got plenty of time here. I'm not stressed at all about it.
All right, let's keep going here. So Jim's not stressed about, he was cutting off a little bit there, but he likes Joe Burrow. I'm not really as crazy on Joe Burrow there. Okay, so now I'm looking at this chart here. Now, for you in the car, Mahomes, Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Fields, Jamar Chase, Justin Herbert, and Tua coming off the board here. That's a lot. Now, I'm in a situation where you can play it one of 2 ways. You can literally, if Herbert's there at the 12 pick, I kind of may want to pull the trigger on that. I know I'm sitting here, Trevor Lawrence is there. So this is an opportunity to grab one and still get my ace running back. And I may do that. But let's just do a scenario where I just hoard up the running backs that I love. I do love Bijan this year, a.k.a. Bijan. Love him. And I also think Saquon's going to have a great year. He's now been paid and incentivized. At the time of this recording, there's not a lot of question marks around him. So why not take away a viable running back? For all these people that drafted a quarterback early, why not make them suffer? Why should they have the benefit of getting an ace running back when I could take one off the board, a Henry, a Taylor here who I like, a Najee, someone like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and go back-to-back running backs because here's the deal, Jim. What happens is this, here's the situation. Like I said, for one, I don't want to give these guys an opportunity to get a running back. I'm going to try to take as many running backs off the board. And for number two, and even, or an ace wide receiver for that matter. And number two, it's very unlikely they may get like a Jared Goff, a Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, all these QB2s. I don't think they're going to go for those guys early. They've got their QB1. So they're probably going to be looking at a skilled position, but I'm going to try to take away those skilled positions, and that's what I do, So at this point, I've already missed out on the top guys. I've already missed out on Pat Mahomes. I've missed out on Josh Allen. I've missed out on Herbert. I do like Lawrence. Don't get me wrong. I do like a bunch of other guys, but I've missed out on the top guys. So why they've taken that away from me, so I'm going to take it away from them. Does that make sense, Jim? Do you see my strategy here?
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're going from. The only problem is, like, in the draft I'm in right now, once you got to like the 4th or 5th round, man, it was really the dregs. We're talking low end QB2s. And so I don't want to miss out on getting myself an ace quarterback. And the fact that Trevor Lawrence is still sitting there, I would take Trevor Lawrence just because lock that guy down. He's going to be fantastic this year.
I love him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's great. He's a great option. And the fact that he's sitting there, I would take him because what you're going to find is that most players are going to be pushed at least 1 to 2 rounds later than when you would expect. So you're going to be able to get some great players later. Like in the super draft that I'm in, the Superflex, 5th round, Najee Harris was still on the board. Okay, I mean, it's like stuff you don't see in a regular league. You'll see in this league, and so. Yeah, I wouldn't take the chance personally, but I totally see where you're coming from.
These are absolutely valid points, Jim. No, you're absolutely making sense. Everything shifts down. I meant to say that at the beginning, so I'm glad that Jim's covering me for what I'm not saying. But you know me, Jim. I like to, when you zig, I zag. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything contrary to what you just suggested here. Although I do love Trevor Lawrence, and if it was a real mock draft, I may be tempted to do it. But I want to show you what it looks like if I do it the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and take either a Saquon or Nick Chubb. I think the ceiling's a little higher with Saquon Barkley here, Jim. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my man, Saquon Barkley, and see how this kind of fizzles out and see what the consensus does here. So first round, Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Fields, Jamar Chase, Justin Herbert, Tua, which I think is a little high for him. I'd rather have a Lawrence, especially with those concussions. And then I went by Jan and Saquon Barkley. Now, Austin Eckler came off after that. Travis Kelce, Cooper Kupp, Nick Chubb, and Tyreek Hill. So as you can see here, people are going to start filling out their needed skilled positions, and you saw Eckler come off here at 2nd round. That's as Jim was saying, they start falling, and then Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb falling, to almost mid 2nd round here. So we're at the 2.07 mid 2nd round. Jim's on the clock. He's already got Joe Burrow. What are you doing?
Well, I cannot believe that Trevor Lawrence is still on the board. He didn't come off, man. I love Trevor Lawrence, and to go into this Superflex league with Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, I can't imagine a better start for someone picking at 6. So I am absolutely taking Trevor Lawrence, locking down my second elite quarterback. I mean, I got 2 elite quarterbacks right now, and then I'm going to move on to try to fill out my running backs. We'll see how that goes. But I am absolutely taking Trevor Lawrence here. I cannot pass him up. Like I said, he's one of the top 8. So I'm going that route. So I'm the first team to have both my quarterbacks for the league. So,
and this gives you a scenario, guys. This gives you a situation where literally you see that maybe, just maybe, if you go running back round 1, that a good quarterback may, unlikely, but may fall to you in the 2nd round. So that's very interesting to see that happened. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence, you went back-to-back quarterbacks. Jonathan Taylor comes off the board. Obviously, his contract issues at the time of this recording causing a little bit of drama, and his ADP is slipping a little bit, which is good. Geno Smith, Stephon Diggs, Derrick Henry, and A.J. Brown to round out round 2. CeeDee Lamb comes off, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Tony Pollard, and then Josh Jacobs coming off. This guy's got Jefferson, Taylor, and Jacobs. As you can see, he's waiting on quarterback. We'll see who falls to team 5 here to give you another aspect of if you wait in a 2-quarterback league, what happens. It's going to be interesting to see who falls and what quarterbacks are available. I still think there's a lot of depth at quarterback, a lot of guys bouncing back, a lot of upside Anthony Richardson type players, Kenny Pickett type players you can get, just not as safe and warm and fuzzy as the early quarterback guys. So keep that in mind. If you are waiting on quarterback, you are taking a big risk, but it may pay off. All right, Jim. So who you're on here? You're on your third pick, mid third round. Who do you got?
Okay, well, I got to switch now. I got to load up on running backs here. So I see that Ramondre is still on the board, Najee's still on the board, Jahmyr Gibbs is still on the board. So these are all
Wow.
guys I love. I'm going to go with Najee Harris as my RB1. I think he's an excellent choice. I think there's going to be a significant improvement in the running game this year. I don't know if you've been reading the reports about that rookie tight end they got that's like a monster. The guy's like a total beast.
Right.
Absolutely help on the offensive line. Plus, they took an offensive tackle first overall in the draft. I think there's going to be significant improvement there. That's going to help Najee produce. And so I'm going to take him as my RB1.
Yeah, they
So
drafted Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones, one of the top offensive tackles in the draft. They also got another tight end in round 7. So they bolstered up and boosted up their O-line for sure. Okay, third round recap. CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Najee Stevenson coming off. I don't trust the Patriots. I think they'll bring someone else in. Jahmyr Gibbs gets sniped. Oh, that hurt. I was going to get him too. Deshaun Watson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So now I'm going to take a look here. I'm going to see who the best quarterback is. Okay, I don't like Daniel Jones. I'm not spending a third round pick on Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, or Jared Goff. Now, I really like Goff here. Now, again, I went running back, and this is where it starts getting a little dicey. See, I waited. Now we'll see what happens. So I've waited this far. I'm going to keep waiting. I'm going to take a look at who's the best running back is here. Now, I love the upside of Breece Hall. He's great value. Obviously, comes with a huge risk. Take a look at wide receiver. I do like Olave here, so I get my ace. You know what I'm going to do? Since I've waited at quarterback, I've got 2 ace running backs. I'm going to go get a guy that I think is going to be huge boom upside in Chris Olave. Now
I love that.
And check this out. I'm going to stack Calvin Ridley. So I want to just show you. This is for demonstration purposes and just giving you another scenario. I want to show you guys that if you just simply just avoid quarterback in a 2 quarterback league, which again is a little crazy because quarterbacks put up a lot of points, you're getting top tier guys. You're getting 4 guys that are, you're getting 2 basically first rounders. You're getting a third round, 2 third rounders, and you're getting them dispersed over 4 rounds. So I don't know, man. I just like this. Also, Breece Hall has such a high ceiling this year. At the time of this recording, Dalvin Cook is not signed there. From what I'm hearing, Jim, and this is what I'm hearing about the signing of Dalvin Cook, is that apparently, first of all, he's not getting the money they want. Secondly, he's a guy that I think wants that starting role. I think he doesn't want to join he knows he's going to play second fiddle to Breece Hall. So I think that's a big problem with him and his ego in regards to signing with them. So again, at the time of this recording, he hasn't signed. Maybe he does sign, which could buzzkill Breece Hall. But assuming Breece Hall does not, the Jets do not acquire, Dalvin Cook or someone like that, and Breece Hall does run full force, man, the ceiling is so high. So it's so tempting to want to go Breece Hall here and just boost up at my running backs. But I also like Calvin Ridley. So and again, there's so many other wide receivers I can get for value later. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm changing my mind here, Jim. I'm going to go here, Breece Hall in round 4. And now I've got 3 workhorse running backs with ultra explosive power. I did an explosive podcast, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Chris Olave got my ace wide receiver, and I'm going to go ahead. And I could have went Calvin Ridley as well there. I like both, but when I went Olave there, so I'm Breece Hall. So Jim, you're on the clock here with the middle of 4th round. What are you doing? You've got Burrow, Lawrence, and Najee. What are your thought process here?
Right. Well, obviously I want to continue to get running backs here, but the options aren't as great. We got Joe Mixon, we got Kenneth Walker, Miles Sanders, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, Alexander Madison, Damian Pierce. I want to get another running back. I'm not super thrilled with the options that I have here. No. And I do know Kenneth Walker has issues, but he was so good last year. Like I said, if they hadn't drafted Charbonnet, I would have can you hear me? Can you hear me, Counselor?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it keeps dropping off on my side here. But anyway, Kenneth Walker would have been my number one running back this year had they not selected Zach Charbonnet. And while I do think there's going to be a big timeshare there, that's not great. I am a believer in the talent of Kenneth Walker. I watched him, man. He was amazing last year. So even though it's a less than optimal pick here, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and take Kenneth Walker as my RB2
Yeah.
and go that route.
Okay.
So
So let's recap round 4. Brees Hall, Jalen Waddle. Again, I don't like, wide receiver twos this early. Travis Etienne, who I think will bust this year, although does have a high ceiling. Aaron Jones, there comes Calvin Ridley. Devontae Smith, you went with Kenneth Walker, Daniel Jones, T. Higgins, Mark Andrews, Aaron Rodgers, and Anthony Richardson. So here we go. That second run of quarterbacks is coming off in the 4th round, leaving me in a position where I got to just, at this point, grab a quarterback or two. So, but here's the thing. You saw with what happened with Jim, he went to 2 quarterbacks, but and again, I like that he went 2 quarterbacks because it kind of shows both extremes here, where I'm kind of fading quarterback and he went quarterback. But he's only left with a Kenneth Walker. So he went with some, and again, I don't like the Charbonnet there. We got injury concerns. And you've got guys like Miles Sanders, J.K. Dobbins, all those guys. I would have probably felt a little more warm and fuzzy with the Dameon Pierce here. But again, he went with Kenneth Walker. But you can see how it got slim and trim at running back pretty quick when guys like me come in and hoard them, right? Even this guy went robust RB a little bit here. Went Jefferson, Taylor, and Josh Jacobs, right? And everybody kind of squeaks in a running back, even if they went 1 quarterback. Just take a look at these scenarios, guys, for all you people in the 2 quarterback leagues, okay? So you're back on the clock here, Jim. You need a wide receiver, I would think, at this point.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not ready to switch to wide receiver because I would have locked down my flex and Dameon Pierce is on the board. I was gambling that he would make it back to me. And so I'm very happy with this, taking Dameon Pierce as my 3rd wide receiver. And now here, 5 rounds in, I've locked down both my flexes. So I've locked down my super flex and I've locked down my regular flex. With pretty good options, man. I'm feeling really good about how this team is set up right now.
He said wide receiver. He meant running back. He's locked down his 3rd running back here.
Running back. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem. Yeah. So round up round 4 with Kenneth Walker. You went Kenneth Walker. Daniel Jones comes off. T. Higgins, Mark Andrews, Aaron Rodgers, Anthony Richardson. Very early for round 4, but people are seeing the upside of Richardson. Then Cam Akers comes off round 5. DK Metcalf, Joe Mixon falling to round 5. Amari Cooper, Kirk Cousins, Dameon Pierce, Miles Sanders, Deebo Samuel, James Conner comes off, Keenan Allen, J.K. Dobbins. So I'm on the clock here. So, Jim, this is where I have to. This is where, my back's against the wall. I have to get one. And I still feel really good here. Like, the fact that this was risky because the Jared Goff was the guy I'm targeting, the fact that he fell to round 5 for me after I've got 3 workhorse running backs and an ace wide receiver, I feel really good, okay? And again, there's Jordan Love there, Kenny Pickett, all these guys. Ryan Tannehill's a safe guy, not exciting. C.J. Stroud, very risky. Desmond Ridder. Trey Lance could be viable. Will Levis. So it is getting thin. There's no doubt about it. But I have to. My back's against the wall. I'm 100% grabbing Jared Goff here. But before I take a look at a second quarterback, I really feel that most of these guys have 2 quarterbacks. It's very unlikely in a reality draft that they're going to be going for their 3rd quarterback. So I feel all these guys, well, not all these guys, most of these guys here that I've considered as my second quarterback as a flex, a Derek Carr, a Jordan Love, a Kenny Pickett even, a Brock Purdy, may and should fall when I come back around to around 7, 8 turn, okay? So we're going to wrap this up here for YouTube. I'm going to do one more pick here, and I'll stop at 7. So Jim's going to make 2 more picks, and we'll stop at 6. But for 16 rounders, guys, if you've not gotten 16 round, go grab 16 rounds. I'm going to give this whole mock draft. I'm going to put this in the 16 round course. So 16 round draft solution, use code SMASH to save, guys. Go there right now to watch the full mock draft. But YouTube, we're still gonna make a couple more picks here. So hang tight. Smash thumbs up, guys. Let me know what you guys are doing. Want to get your feedback. Number 1, do you play in Superflex leagues? And number 2, guys, very important question. Which strategy do you like better after we're done the first 7 rounds? Which one feels better? Which foundation do you find works better for you? Leave a comment below and let us know. All right, so I'm on a pick here. So Jim, I've already got a quarterback, and like I said, I feel some of these guys will fall. I take a quick glance at running back. I got 3 running backs. I feel pretty good. Javonte Williams is tempting. He's going to be a full go. He's going to be a workhorse this year.
Yeah,
I just got a good feeling.
he's fine.
Yeah, you're liking Javonte now. Morris, you aren't you?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wide receiver. I mean, Drake London is there. I absolutely love him. I got 2 wide receivers, 1s here. So I could, increase my wide receivers here, which is a great idea. Jerry Jeudy, I like. Christian Watson, I think, has a good ceiling. Deontay Johnson's there. Or get a running back and keep boosting that up. I'm going to go here with wide receiver. I want to feel a little warm and fuzzier at wide receiver. I think Jerry Jeudy is a great buy here, round 6. I like Drake London round 6 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the beast going into his second year, who's the primary target in Atlanta, who is now, they actually got a running back this year. So, I mean, that's going to distract defenses a little bit and open things up for more for Drake London. If Kyle Pitts stays healthy, that's good too. So I'm going to go here and go Drake London here. And now I feel really good. 3 running backs, 2 ace wide receivers, and a quarterback that can anchor my team. Yes, it's not sexy. Yes, it's not Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes, but they don't have 3 workhorse running backs and 2 ace wide receivers while I do. So that's how I feel on this one. Jim, you're on here. You definitely need a wide receiver. What are you doing here?
Yes. Well, one of the reasons why I did it this way is because I knew there were still going to be good wide receivers on the board. And I'm right, man. I mean, look, we got Jerry Jeudy, we got Terry McLaurin, we got Christian Watson, all wide receiver ones. So I'm super happy with going ahead and Jerry Jeudy, again, love the upside for this year. So I'm going to take Jerry Jeudy on a contract year, bounce back year. Sean Payton's the coach, going to fix this team and going to turn him good again. So I'm going with Jeudy. I'm going to go with the upside of Jeudy.
Okay, let me recap this round here, guys. We are now currently, if you're in the car, we are in round 6. Drake London, Madison, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. This guy took his first quarterback. It's Kyler Murray here. Javonte Williams, Hawkinson, Jerry Jeudy, McLaurin, DJ Moore, Russell Wilson coming off here in round 6. This guy got him as a second quarterback, stacking him with Lamar Jackson. Tyler Lockett, Dalvin Cook, who's still a free agent at the time of recording. Wrapping around to round 7, Mike Williams, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Swift, Darren Waller, and Christian Watson. And now, Jim, you're up here. Jim's got 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, a wide receiver. You're on the 7th pick here. And let me add one more thing before you go, Jim, to all the people that are watching on YouTube. You were actually the first person to call it ahead of me. Now, I would have scouted it out a little bit after you, but you sniffed this out. Tank Dell in the first preseason game yesterday. Did you see that remark?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Nobody was talking about it. But now they're riding him, Jim. They're riding him. But we talked about this back in May.
I have been taking him every single draft I'm in. Every single one I grab him with one of my last 2 picks. And now look at this. He's gonna start moving up rapidly. So I gotta watch that really carefully to update the app to make sure he's going in a realistic spot. But yeah, that dude, he's gonna go up probably to about the 150s at the lowest right now. He's going to move up strongly. So
I love him. I love him. All right, so
I'm psyched to see that.
And that's the value at wide receiver you can get. So that's why you can get that with running backs, a Dwayne McBride, a Sean Tucker, a Chase Brown, someone like that. But with wide receiver, I feel a little bit better that these guys could be wide receiver ones, that over the running backs being RB ones, if that makes sense. All right, let's keep going here. So you're up here, Jim. What are you doing?
So again, wide receivers, there's still really good options on the board. Look, you got Deontay Johnson, Marquise Brown, Michael Pittman, all wide receiver ones on their team, all still available here in the 7th round. This is why I went first 5 rounds I got my quarterbacks and my running backs because I knew there'd be good guys like this available. I could also go Christian Kirk if I wanted to stack up with Trevor Lawrence. Which I don't really want to do because I love Deontay. Deontay's one of the best rated players in my app right now. He is a bargain at his draft position. I'm going to take him as my wide receiver 2. I'm super happy with that. There you go. So I got my 1 and my 2. I got Jeudy and Deontay. I'm very happy with that. This is a nice, solid team I'm building here. I'm feeling really good.
Your team is so good, your screen froze out of excitement. I mean, that's how good the team was.
Yeah.
It couldn't handle the bandwidth of the excitement. All right, so let's keep going here. All right, I'm on the clock here. If you guys are just joining us, Bijan, Saquon Barkley, Chris Olave, Breece Hall, Jared Goff, Drake London. Yes, my quarterbacks don't look sexy, but as I said, these quarterbacks fell. And you're like, well, Joe, I don't really like, Kenny Pickett as my QB2 or Jordan Love. I think they'll be relatively efficient. I do not mind, Jordan Love as my QB2 here. Again, I'm fine because I've got other positions. What's that, Jim?
And I got to tell you, in my draft in my Superflex league that I'm in right now, I actually ended up going Brock Purdy over these guys because Purdy's doing really good in camp right now. He's throwing the ball. And he's got great weapons. He's got so many great weapons around him, and he was really, really good last year. I mean, a consistent 20 plus points per game in the games that he played in. So I went ahead. I took Purdy with the risk that he might not be ready for week 1, but I think he's a solid choice
I'm
at
taking
this
your
point
advice
as
on
well.
this. I'm actually going to go him. He's going to be a backup here. Not my backup, my super flex here. He's got that upside. So I went Brock Purdy here. I heard he's doing really well in camp as well. So Jared Goff and Purdy could have easily went Jordan Love or Kenny Pickett or someone like that. And I'm good to go.
Right.
That is 7 rounds here. If you guys are on YouTube, head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com under programs. Grab the 16-round draft solution and to watch this full mock draft there. I'm going to continue it there. But this is a foundation here, and it shows you 2 different scenarios. Which one do you like better? Drop a comment. Do you like more of a robust RB strategy and 2 quarterbacks that are going to be safe with some upside? Or do you want 2 safer quarterbacks? And there's no safety in fantasy football, guys. I mean, Joe Burrow's already shown signs of injury. No offense, Jim. Even like this guy, Geno Smith. Like, who says Geno Smith is going to be amazing this year? He had 1 good year, right? Justin Fields. He only threw 2,200 yards last year. This guy drafted him in the first round, right? Justin Herbert, Watson, is he healthy off massages? This guy Herbert and Watson, right? Tua, he grabbed in the first round, concussions, right?
I can't believe that. That's just weird. I don't know why no live person would do that.
You'd be surprised.
Only
man.
a bot.
Only a bot. No, you'd be surprised, man. A lot of people do that. Maybe a Lawrence would have plugged in there, but either way, Tua's coming off second or third round in 2 quarterback league. People love the upside. And then Matt Stafford here, Tua and Stafford. So there's question marks with every quarterback. So the way I look at it is, why not take away the most scarce position, which is running back, early? And you saw Jim run into some problems at running back after Najee Harris, Kenneth Walker. I mean, I do like Damian Pierce, so I think he's going to be set. I think if you're going to go running back and you waited, those are the 2 running backs to get at the ADPs. Safer than Miles Sanders, safer than James Conner, safer than Aaron Jones. So Jim made the best out of his situation. I think I made the best out of my situation. But which scenario do you like better? That's what matters. And what are you going to do in a super flex league? So let us know, guys. I hope you enjoyed the mock draft. Jim, thank you for being here as usual. I like your team. It's pretty decent. I may have not got Burrow round 1. But good job, Jim. Anything you want to say to the YouTubers?
No, just let me know what you think of the team. And like I said, Superflex is an interesting format. It's something I got to study a little bit more on. But I'm real happy with how this team is laid out. I'm pretty. Especially my quarterbacks. I can't believe I got both Burrow and Lawrence as my quarterbacks. I don't think that's very realistic for an actual Superflex. I doubt Lawrence would ever be available middle 2nd round, but I was happy to take him here. I'll take him if he's there. So,
all right, guys.
There you go.
Thank you for being here, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this #1 fantasy football podcast. Leave a comment below. And Jim, thanks for being here, guys. See us on 16-round draft solution for the rest of them. And 16-rounders, welcome. We're going to continue on with the rest of the draft, giving you sleepers, breakouts, optimal players. 16-rounders, here we are. YouTube, we're checking out. Check us out in 16 rounds. Subscribe, thumbs up, and drop a comment below. We love you. We appreciate you. We are out on YouTube. We'll talk soon. Say bye, Jim.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.